liberals, for the last several years, all they've really talked about is climate change. That's kind of been their big deal. Whereas now, the big deal, the new big deal, new and improved big deal is Trump change. Trump change. It's kind of like chicken change, chump change, pick your verbiage, but Trump change, that's a big thing. It's kind of cool in the sense that it keeps them off of all this tree hugging stuff. Hey, just sharing with you. Life magazine in the 1960s ran a story about John Wayne's Academy Award in True Grit. That's a great show. After I read this the other day, I had to go watch the movie again, and I kind of liked it. You know, and they said in the Life magazine that that True Grit is good enough for me. It is good enough for you, and if it isn't good enough for some movie company, then the free enterprise system is really going to hell. Hey, that's what they said. That's kind of neat, don't you think? The free enterprise system, John Wayne, he played a big role in that. Facebook says, of course, that it's continuing to stroke political divisions, and if you're political in your content, they're going to kick you off. And YouTube does a lot of that as well, and our shows really get hit with that. Sometimes you go to our view numbers and they're up in the many thousands, and you look a minute later and boom, it's down to zero and they're starting all over again. And then other times they even remove the show in its entirety. So you don't know what you're missing, do you? Just sharing free enterprise? Maybe not so much in a lot of different places. Vancouver, just over the weekend, there was another gay parade, a pride breakfast and parades and all this stuff. And people showed up and said, thank goodness we're here to make, you know, things happen. We're supportive and blah, 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 blah. There's so many different words that are used. The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, as always, he attended. He goes to more gay pride parades than anyone, I think, in the whole world. I don't know when he has time to work. Oh, well, he doesn't. That would be kind of a fact. But he's past the point of having people be part of it or to give support. I think now he's on this conversion thing. He wants everybody to be gay, right? Him and so many other politicians. It is so weird. And now they've screwed up the flag. I mean, the rainbow flag, it used to be kind of nice, right? It's a biblical thing also. And now they're, you know, pushing that forward as the flag that, you know, if you walk underneath the flag or buy one, of course, another man will come and ask you out. The world is upside down. But this is what he said the other day. He said, as the Prime Minister of a country, he said, Canada must move beyond simply tolerating the differences in its communities and choose to love them. Love them, accept them, befriend them. And he goes on and on. He's telling us how to think. You know what, there, Prime Minister, you can talk all you like. You ain't going to have me love a gay person. It ain't going to happen. I mean, don't try to interfere with the way I think. You can tell me what to do. In a manner of speaking, you can tell me what not to do. I should say, more than anything, you can tell me not to hate. You can tell me not to shoot somebody and murder them. I get all of that, but you can't tell me how to think. You go on to say that homophobic people are terrible. I'm a homophobic. Homophobic, if you look it up, means you're not comfortable in the presence or being with a homosexual person. I mean, I'm comfortable enough to have a cup of coffee with them if they're sitting beside me in a restaurant, but as I've so often said, I ain't going fishing with them. And most men are not comfortable with a homosexual. Most men are scared to say anything because you have people like him going to the parades all the time. It's just silly. Why are we doing this? They have all the same things that we have already, we being the straight people, right? They can adopt kids, they can do whatever they want to do. I'm cool with that. I don't care. I mean, I ain't going to go to a gay parade. I ain't going to go to a liberal parade because that's next. He's telling us how to think with the gay people. Pretty soon he's saying, we'll say, you also now have to love. You got to, it's no more tolerating. You got to love liberals. I ain't ever going to love a liberal. These guys. The other day, I'm jumping now. Are you still with me? I was at a movie. And I was standing in line, my wife and I ready to pay to go in, and there's a couple of kids swearing and yelling and doing all these bad things. I mean, these F words are just flying everywhere. And I said, hey, come on, tone it down, will you? And he started swearing at me. I looked at him and I kind of threw him off. And I said, go get your mother and bring her here. The kid was like 18 years old. He said, my mother? And I said, yeah, you're such a punk. I don't want to hit you. I want to hit your mother for bringing you up this way. His mouth dropped. He didn't say another word. That was good. I kind of like that one. Steven Seagal. I've met Steven. I've seen him at several gun shows in California and at the NRA shows and so on. He's now been appointed a special representative for the Russian government to promote Russian-American humanitarian ties. I didn't know all that. He was born in the U.S., of course. He's an American citizen. He's a patriot as well. But he's been a longtime supporter of the Russian president. And in 2016, he signed his Russian passport in the presence of Mr. Putin. And he's a Russian citizen. Hey, Who would have thunk it? Y'all come back tomorrow. We'll get more for you from the right. See ya.